episode 45.
Hey guys, welcome to Into the 99. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel.
And I am Hope.
Today it's just the two of us talking. And yeah, we're bringing you an episode about something dear to Hope's heart.
It is definitely dear to my heart. And not for the reasons that all you other animals might be thinking. It's Jumpstart. And obviously this week, Jumpstart dropped, finally, after many, many weeks of delay. And after all the building of all of that hype.
Yeah, so it's the reason Hope wants to talk about Jumpstart is she's not, unlike us, just excited about the legendary. So
yeah. Animals, like I said.
I'd like to quickly touch on just some of the legendaries, some of the thoughts fast.
Totally.
There's obviously Tiny Bones. Everyone wants Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones is a really, really cool one.
Everybody wants her. Nobody got Tiny Bones.
Yeah, it was such a rare pull. It just blew me away.
Well, something that I didn't even really consider, but there's only 6 new mythics in this set.
Yeah, and they're the ones that everyone wants.
Yeah.
So the new legendary creatures, and I might have got some wrong, but there's Muxus, which is the goblin.
Yeah.
Tiny Bones, which is the discard tribal commander, I guess.
Yeah.
The little bones.
Yeah. Salt tribal, yeah.
Emil is the unicorn that bounces things in and out. There's Oramos, which is a weird, if you would draw cards, with your library having nothing in it, he gets 1/1 counters instead. He's a very strange self-mill draw.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. And then, what was the other one that I'm missing? Oh, there was Kel's Fight Fixer. And then there was the Naeth of the Dire Hunt, which is a very exciting one, I think.
Yeah, very cool. Brewback.
Brewvac, yes, is one of the ones that I think is going
double
to...
mill.
I actually personally think Brewvac's headed towards a ban, which is sad. It hasn't been out enough to see or do anything yet, but I can't see a way where he wouldn't be banned.
Really?
His ability is too strong for what he brings.
How much does he cost to play?
He's 2 mana.
2 mana?
Yes, he's only 2 mana, and if an opponent would mill a card, they mill twice as much instead. So with something like, I think it's Sphinx's Tutelage, is whenever you draw a card, they reveal the top 2 cards of their library.
Oh, and if they share...
They share a color, like if any of them share a color, then they repeat. But with Brewvac out, it doubles it, you'll mill 4, and if any of those 4 repeat, it'll be there. So that is enough to mill...
that'll deck someone.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is Traumatize. We've talked about it before, but you stack your replacement triggers how you would like and how you count. So with Traumatize, it's target player mills half of their deck, and if they have an even number, half of their deck doubled will be that. So you'll count the half first. If half is 40 and they have 80 cards, 40 will double to 80. You'll full mill them with 1 Traumatize for 5 mana.
That's disgusting.
With the persistent petitioner, sorry for that. I can't say those words fast. He's an advisor himself, so you only need 3 more of them out to be able to... And then you
tap the persistent petitioners. What do they mill for? 12 normally? Yes. So they'll mill for 24?
Correct.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, so it's...
just for reference, persistent petitioners, if you're not familiar, is one of the cards you can have as many as you want in your deck, so it's like a relentless rats.
Yeah, they're 2 mana to cost, and they have tap 4 untapped advisors to mill some. Target player mills 12 cards.
Yeah. And like you said, with Brewvac, big boys, go big or go home. Well,
exactly. He's just very, very strong in general.
That's fair.
And I do think that, like I said, that he is one of the most ban-worthy commanders I've seen, and I'm about to build it. I haven't played against it, but there's things like Archive Trap. Archive Trap is if an opponent searches their library, you can cast it for 0. And with Brewvac out, I believe it would mill them 26.
I don't understand.
Archive Trap mills for 13.
Oh, okay. Great.
So yeah, with something like that out, it would just mill them twice as much as that. Like he's just very, very strong in general, and mill really annoys people.
Yes, it does. Like I said, I want to be able to play my deck. So
yeah, and
I've said that every single time we talk about mill. I'm like, it just tilts me because.
Well, and honestly, you need to be able to have, if you have to build your deck against mill, then it's pretty annoying, right? Like if you don't have a Gaia's Blessing or one of the Titans or a Graveyard Reset built in.
It's very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and if it's not part of your meta, then you're not building that way. And if you're not building that way, then why would you put it in?
You get annihilated, yeah.
Yeah.
So, to that end, though, we could talk about the legendary creatures in this set and like...
Well, they were exciting and stuff, but I think part of the reason that I wanted to start with that is what their excitement has done, and that's the point you want to touch on the most.
Yeah, so essentially because there's so many cool new cards and also like excellent chase reprints, in addition to the obnoxious amount of M21 cards, there's 120, and I have a lot of feelings about that, but
cracking a speaker of the heavens in those packs is painful.
Yeah, it like broke every piece of me. But anyways, my issue with all of this is like, yeah, it's good. It's obviously good. Like it makes it brings interest to the set for people that weren't going to buy it normally. However, it really screwed over all the people that it was kind of targeted towards. Yeah, in my opinion, like this should have been an entry level set, and it should have been like a fun, whether it was entry level or just like you're waiting for your friends to get to the LGS, so you and a couple buddies buy a couple packs of Jumpstart and bing bang boom, play 2 games and have a good time, you know. And instead, it became this like $100 more than the initial sales cost for a box, and like the price of packs doubled, and like
yeah, it's skyrocketed because the demand from Commander players is enormous.
Yeah, because it's not like it's only legal in Eternal formats.
Our player base is insatiable. Let's not get that twisted. We have a problem that as a group we do need to address.
Totally. Well, don't get me wrong, like Wizards isn't stupid. Like they know what they did. They know exactly what they were doing. They put in a bunch of like really good commanders, really good commander staples, and really excellent commander reprints. Like you don't reprint a Craterhoof Behemoth and an Oracle Moldiah by accident.
Yeah. Well, there's no way to not have Commander players swarm your product if that's in it.
Yeah, like, well, and in addition to a ton of other stuff, and there's also, like, even the new cards are just, like, really good for Commander. Like, even the Dinosaur Elf.
Yeah, Allosaurus Shepherd.
That's nasty,
The
boys.
1-drop, so it's an elf for 1 mana, a 1/1, I believe. Regardless, it's a 1/1 that can't be countered, your green spells can't be countered, and it has a mana sink to turn all elves that you have on the board into 5/5 dinosaurs. It slots into every elf deck that's ever imagined.
Dinosaurs have trample?
I don't know if they have trample.
I think they might. Anyways.
Regardless, you can turn all of your elves into 5/5 with 6 mana, and for anyone who's ever seen an elf deck or has the idea of an elf deck, 5 mana is nothing.
Yeah.
6 mana, sorry, I believe.
Who cares? It could be 10 mana and it would still be just as good.
Well,
and just as accessible.
It's also really, really good for anyone who's running like a Painter Servant kind of combo, because if you're in a color that has green and you have a Painter Servant, suddenly all your spells are uncounterable. That's absurdly strong from a competitive standpoint at the very least. It is an amazing competitive staple. It needs to go in every deck that runs Food Chain, because that's what kills Food Chain, is like you have to try do it when people are tapped out or you have a way to get it onto the board, whereas Allosaurus Shepherd can't be countered, so you can't kill it, and then you also can't kill. No one will have.
You have to kill it. You can't stop it.
But no one will have priority after its resolution again, because it's not entering the battlefield, so no one can kill it after it starts before you go and cast your. They can try kill it in response to you casting it, but
it doesn't matter anymore.
It is a very strong competitive card at the very minimum.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it's a very strong card for casual play, and it is, in addition to that, a very strong competitive card.
But the other thing, too, is that, like you said, they put so many things in like this. I'm not super happy with this Craterhoof reprint because it's not really a meaningful one. For everyone who does not know about Jumpstart, I guess we should have started by explaining that.
Yeah.
Jumpstart has themed boosters. I'll let Hope take it away on those.
Yeah, so I think there's 47 or so themed boosters. It might be a little bit more or less, but it was 47-ish. And each of those boosters has potential to have different cards in it, with the exception of some. Like, so the Rogues pack is always just going to have Gonti, a Thieves Guild Enforcer. But the Elves one could have Oracle and Moldiah, or it could have a Craterhoof Behemoth. Or
the Allosaurus Shepherd.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Was that in the?
It was in Elves. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's just no. You might get the same theme pack 3 times, but get the exact same pack 3 times, even though there's 3 different variants.
Yeah. The pack diversity was not great.
Yeah. That's the thing. Even like, for example, using our Lord and Savior Tiny Bones as an example, Tiny Bones is in like the discarding theme pack, I haven't seen a single discarding theme pack. I haven't seen one. And Tiny Bones is not the only rare in that pack. So not only do you have to get the Tiny Bones pack, but you also have to get the one with Tiny Bones in it. And it's the same thing for Brewback. Brewback was in the milling one, and I only saw 2 milling ones.
Yep.
And I saw 4, 5, 6 or so boxes opened, and I only saw 2 of those themes.
Well, we cracked 2 full boxes ourselves.
Yeah. So.
And then I think my brother also cracked 2. Our friend at the store, Matt, cracked 2.
Fred Riley cracked 1.
Yeah, some of the boxes were disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah, they certainly weren't created equally, but it's like they're disappointing to crack, but that's not what they're meant for, which is kind of my point. It's like they're not meant for this. They're meant to be played. They're not meant to be just opened.
Well, and until you had brought it up, I actually had never even considered the fact that wasn't what they're for, because that's how I consume products.
I know.
I'm personally not a draft player. I like to just open boxes and put them into decks. I see the spoiler season going off. I get excited. I think, oh, well, I'm going to build this Tiny Bones deck based on this. Oh, Brewvac would function with blah, blah, blah. Emiel with some unicorn flickers. That'll be such an exciting card to do. I personally crack packs in that regard, where I like to open them up, see what's in them, and go from there. And that isn't what this product really was meant for.
Not at all. Like in that space, like every single bit of Jumpstart that I got, I wanted to play because I think it's fun, and I also like those like super limited formats. Like I really like Draft, and I really like Sealed, and I like Jumpstart. So I played with some of our friends as well as my boss, like the owner of our LGS. Like he had a couple packs, I had a couple packs. So I was like, let's do this thing.
Well, and it from everything that I've seen, it is a very pleasant in-game experience to get into. Mm-hmm. Like, so the other part of the packs is that it's basically made to be half of a deck. You're meant to open the packs, shuffle them together, and play. So they all have lands. They have one specific special art Jumpstart land that is, in some cases, very expensive. The Phyrexian Swamp is a really good example.
They also have the Thriving Land, so you can color fix if you need to.
Oh, those
are awesome.
Yeah, let's have a quick conversation about those as well. The Thriving Lands, a lot of people weren't very excited about. I think they're super good. They're significantly better than any guild gate.
Yeah, well, because you get to choose your colors.
Yes, exactly. So
they're so playable.
Well, and especially in 5 colors, like the ability to look at your hand and see, okay,
black.
Yeah, exactly. I need some black, so I'll put this down. You're still getting the tapped land. It's still a little slow compared to what you'll get with a dual land, but these are inclusions for free in a pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like I think that they are commander staples. They should be in people's binders because they are going to color fix. Anything above 3 colors is getting really expensive into a mana base.
Totally. Even in 3 colors. Even if, let's say, you just want to use like Triumph.
I meant 3 or above, yes.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Like in a 2-color deck, you can pretty easily justify, I'm going to get these shocks. I'll
figure it out.
But like in anything like that, the fetchable, that's why the Triumphs are so good, is because they're fetchable in it. And these are not fetchable. Unfortunately, they're not a thriving forest. Could you have imagined?
But like, who cares?
Yeah, but they are really good. Like the ability to color fix is just a significantly good thing for Commander players. We should hope that they have more products like this. I'd like to see better, but in honesty, I think these are better than the temples.
Same. Like I said, like these are, they're affordable options, which I live for.
Yeah.
And not that everything needs to be affordable, but like it's land, and having an accessible land.
Anything that makes it better for Commander players to get into, I'm going to support.
Well, especially because at the end of the day, like we've said it time and time again, Commander is supposed to be a casual format.
Mm-hmm.
You can play it competitively, but it's supposed to be casual. So if you have a casually accessible color fixing land, I'm down with that. I'm so here for that.
Well, that's just it, because a lot of times people don't really have the budget to go out, get into a very expensive deck. And, maybe that's the land base is what's holding them back. It's not playing more of these thriving lands, things like that are going to come in, let you choose an extra color, fix what's in your hand and make it playable, is going to let you see, is this deck worth investing more into? And stuff like that does drive business to an LGS. It does drive more people out to play because they feel like now now I can try this deck. Like, oh, well, let me try this Yarok deck out now that I didn't have the mana base for before. And sure, it'll be a little bit slower, but at least you get a test version.
Yeah. Well, the now I can is something that I really like. Or even, let's say that you had a player go out and play Jumpstart the way that it's quote-unquote supposed to be played.
What Jumpstart is meant to be.
Yeah. And they crack a legendary creature and they're like, wow, this is really neat. And then they have those 2 thriving lands and they're like, well, maybe I'll give Commander a try because I played some Jumpstart. I've got all of these staples. Maybe I'll try to build a deck. I'm already at the LGS. Let's do this. You know, like that's awesome. That's exciting stuff. Like that might be the thing that brings somebody into the format. And for me, like the more people in the format, the better. That's more people to play with.
Yeah, I like to play Commander with a larger group of people.
Yeah. I don't like playing with the same people over and over and over. If I have to, it's totally fine. Like obviously I love my friends, but like it's nice to get...
It's nice to see new decks. Not everyone has a ton of decks like Hope and I, so not everyone gets that like deck diversity. So a lot of times you're playing the same 4 decks over and over and over against people. It is nice to see different things at the table.
Totally. Well, or just even hang out with different people. Pleases me greatly.
Yeah, we have, as I've said many times in the show, we have a wonderful play group out at our LGS.
So lucky.
And like there's so many people with so many different play styles. There's something for every level out at ours. There's competitive players, there's casual players. We've got Sherman, like Book Tribal and stuff, where there's people who just like to play silly things and hang out with their friends. Like that's what Commander's supposed to be.
Well, that's exactly it. You know, Commander's supposed to be fun. And and that's exactly what Jumpstart was supposed to be. Jumpstart was supposed to be like a fun, chill time.
Get together with your friends.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like lazy man's draft, you know?
So I guess what I kind of wanted to ask you then is, what do you think Wizards should do in the future? And like, what do you think Commander players should do? Because obviously if they stuff Oracle of Moldiah, Craterhoof Behemoth, new legendary creatures, we've got Sholdred, you have Reanimates, they've pushed Rhystic Studies into the boxes. How do you release a product like that without Commander players swarming it? I
don't think that Commander players are the issue. Like
I do. We're degenerates.
You're definitely an issue. But at the end of the day, I think the bigger issue came down to the fact that we had a lack of printing this round.
That is true. If there was more available from release.
Yeah, like some LGSs in different parts of like Canada and America, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, like some of them had tons of Jumpstart and some got like us, like we had enough for the pre-orders and then we had like a couple boxes. Like there was next to nothing.
Well, most from what I've been able to see were shorted.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone was shorted, but some had like enough, you know. I think it depended on
kind of who's there and what the demand was.
Well, yeah, like our biggest player base is Commander players.
That's true.
So obviously there are more pre-orders than like a standard LGS that maybe doesn't have the play group that we have. So I think that that's the biggest issue because of that, there wasn't anything available for everyone else.
Yeah, there wasn't anything left because we had everyone just kind of flocked to it. There was a lot of hype up for it.
Yeah.
With Ikoria being pushed back so far as well, it did feel really back to back on like when you could get these when you're doing it. And now we have...
Well, even Jumpstart got pushed back by like 3 or 4 weeks, and it still felt like it was just like bam, bam, bam.
Well, and that's just it. And now we have the spoilers coming out for Double Masters starting Monday. We were wrong about it the last time we thought.
Yeah.
But like they start Monday, so by the time Jumpstart hits stores again, everyone's going to either be excited or disappointed for it. Mm-hmm. Following this shortly, we'll have Battle for Zendikar come out. Like there is a lot of product coming out.
Zendikar was...
Not Battle for Zendikar.
Yeah, bring back BFZ.
Yeah, BFZ lands all day.
BFZ expeditions, baby.
But yeah, there's no way to get Commander players away from buying that kind of stuff.
No, I think the biggest thing is like everybody that was like foaming at the mouth for it, and now when we get the restock, everyone's gonna chill the heck out, which would be kind of nice. I was just a little bit disappointed that people couldn't just play Jumpstart.
Well, and honestly, the price crash you're seeing already in Jumpstart because of its insane Commander demand is nuts. Allosaurus Shepherd on release date was at $110 price tag.
Yeah. Yeah, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I expect it to go down, like, as the printing continues, but still.
Yeah, well, a lot of them. But they did. They printed so many good cards. Like, for anyone who's ever seen a doubling season hit the table, that has the understanding of branching evolution, where it's just half a doubling season. If
doubling season was awesome.
If you put a 1/1 token on 1/1 counter on a creature you control, you put 2 instead, or twice as many instead.
Yeah, twice as many.
Twice as many. Yeah, it's very important wording.
I was gonna say that's very important verbiage.
Yeah,
and that gets out of control. Like because that was one of the themes that I was playing.
Yeah, the +1 theme.
+1 theme. So I was playing that, and I had the new little cutie pig common from M21. That's the truffle snout. And so when he comes in, you can put 1/1 counters on him or something else, whatever. So it was like I doubled, and then I had the Hydra that was like if you have a
if you put a 1/1 counter on it,
no,
or on another creature, put it on him.
Yeah, and then also I had one that was like if you have a creature with power 4 or greater, you put a 1/1 counter on it. So I put a 1/1 counter on that, then I put a 1/1 counter on my Hydra, and then it was just like it was an absolute bloodbath.
You just had a real monster going.
Yeah, but and that's fun. So because also when I play Jumpstart, I don't look at the packs. I just look at the themes. I pull the lands off the back and I shuffle. I don't look. I just know how many lands there are.
Well, you like to play blind games as well.
Yeah, blind games are fun. So I had a really good time with that. So I didn't know what I had. Well, and that's also how the other boys were playing, which was a really good time. So
what would be your thoughts on them making commander jumpstarts?
No.
You don't think so? The ability to shuffle 3 decks together?
No. Nobody's going to play it.
You think everyone will just take the rares out like everyone did this time?
Yeah. I think that if they made one specifically for commander, that exactly, the packs would just get cracked and that would be that. I think the exact same thing's going to happen with the commander set.
The commander set. They're optimistic, thinking that I'm drafting.
No, yeah, I would love to draft that.
Maybe I might draft a game or two. I might pop in for an event.
I love
but
draft.
I'm just gonna crack packs.
Draft is so much fun.
Especially like I'm a fiend for new legendary creatures.
I know. I know. Y'all are.
Yeah. There's
I know. Like it's if they made something specifically for commander players would just buy it and open it. And well, there would be the odd one like myself that is like, I want to play. But for the most part, not going to happen.
Well, there was strong stuff in Jumpstart for every play style of Commander.
Well, and they did that on purpose. Like I said, they wanted to have it as an intro product, but also have it as something that was going to be
actually consumed.
Yeah, well, and it was going to make them some money, and I'm sure it did.
I guarantee it did.
And I'm sure it's going to continue because that is a set that I will 100%, like if I'm at my LGS and I'm in between games, because we all know how long it can take to be in between games of Commander.
Yep.
If I'm there and I'm waiting to play and I see somebody else waiting to play, I'll be like, yo, you want to drop $10 and play?
Yeah, play Jumpstart, crack a few packs, and
yeah, like let's just buy 2 each and call it a day.
If those packs hit like a reasonable margin, if they sit around a $5 pack, which I realistically think they will,
Canadian, I think is where they're gonna sit.
But yeah, if they hit like that kind of a margin, there's good value in them, so it's not feel bad when you crack them, and like you said, it's a fun playable format. It's a new way to deal with boosters, and I do think that is, I think it is a step in the right direction. I think that the release was the wrong way.
Yeah, well, exactly, like it gives us it gives a sort of incentive to buying a booster pack because you get to do something with it instead of just opening it.
Instead of just cracking it at the counter and saying, "Hey, do you guys want any of these?
Do you want these commons?"
Yeah,
it's a donation.
I leave so many all the time.
Don't.
Sometimes I take them home, but
we have the commons.
Oh, I can imagine.
We have them, and if you don't want them, chances are we don't want them either.
Yeah, nobody else wants them.
Nobody wants them. We have so many. And if you took out the good common, yeah, we also don't have that common.
Fair.
So just think about that.
It's a good insight for sure.
Yeah, unless it's a standard legal set, go away. So.
Hope does not speak for her game store.
No, I don't.
But no, there's I do think...
But I have to sort for my game store.
That is true. I think that there is a good way to do it, but I don't know if this was it. Like there is a step in the right direction. I loved cracking when there was masterpieces in it, as I've said before.
It's exciting.
But at the same time, like I might have played a few games of Jumpstart if somebody had approached me in the way Hope was talking, where hey, it's the middle of a game, let's just play while we're waiting for everyone to finish.
I was going to say, I did approach you to play Jumpstart.
Yeah, I was too busy cracking packs.
Yeah. I had a box I was trying to get Daniel to play with me, and he wouldn't because he is a fiend.
We were so excited to crack those packs, we didn't even film the box opening for this set.
That's true.
Yeah, I just had to, I needed that tiny bones.
And we did not get him.
No tiny bones.
I love that the tiniest bones on earth.
Tiny bones is the only card I'm missing from my tiny bones deck.
Tiny bones is the only card a lot of people are missing.
Yeah, people.
Shout out to our girl EDH Tiffany, who's also struggling.
People were definitely rushing out to get discard cards when it was spoiled.
Mm-hmm. Can't find a waste not in the city.
Yeah, I definitely got the last one that was available.
Yeah. So.
But there is a lot of cool stuff in the set. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should obviously try play a few games of Jumpstart. Don't be an animal like me and just crack the packs.
Don't be Daniel. Do as he says, not as he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah, like play a few games, like enjoy it. Maybe use it as a way to teach your friends to play Magic and get them in. Say, hey, we play this big format, but this is the basics of it, and let's play with this. There's no deck building required, no thought into it. We're just going to shuffle up and we're just going to play and see how it goes.
Yeah. If you can get them like the basics of the rules and then give them a couple Jumpstart packs, exactly. Like they don't need to be an excellent deck builder, but it gives them an idea of like what they might want to put in a deck. Or if they're like, oh, well, I was missing small mana cost cards. And it's like, okay, great. Like now we know that that's something that you want to work on when you build your own deck. Or they can even take those packs and use it as like a stepping stone towards their commander deck. You know, that's 40 cards.
In honesty, the decks that they put together with it were pretty good.
Yeah. Well, with the exception of the archaeology packs, I can't think of another one that had doubles also.
Yeah.
Because the archaeology one had the 2 Archaeomanders, which are quite good.
They are very good cards.
Yeah,
I want to stockpile those for Commander.
When they enter the battlefield, it's a 3-drop blue card. It's when it enters the battlefield, return target artifact from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah, so like it's literally meant to be Archaeomancer's brother kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
it's
for
good.
artifacts.
Really good.
Yeah, but it is a super, super good card. Lots of them are fun to play. We're going to kind of wrap this one a little early today. I just wanted to know what everyone thought about Jumpstart. If you guys played it, did you pull anything good?
Who has a Tiny Bones? Because
Yeah, if you have a Tiny Bones and want to sell it, I happen to know someone who wants to buy one.
Yeah.
Cash in hand.
Yeah, I'll pay too much for it.
Yeah, I will too. I'll overpay.
Don't think for a second that I won't overpay.
Yeah, for anyone listening who wants to sell it, just send your $200 offers for the card to Brian at on Instagram, and I'll have Hope cut you a check.
Wonderful. Yeah, on behalf of Brian.
Yes, on behalf of Brian.
Yeah, this was a gift from him. We love him.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, you can find all of our stuff on the
all
normal
of our socials,
all of our socials on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have new episodes every week coming out. We do bonus episodes. Spoiler, this week's bonus episode is going to be midweek because I want to talk about the Double Masters coming out.
I get it. Spoiler. Haha.
Yeah. Everyone's been rushing to pre-order these boxes, and we have no idea what's in them.
What? The Mana Crypt that you probably won't get?
Yeah, exactly. So like it could be a bust set, and I think that
I don't think it will be.
I hope it's not.
But it could be.
But that's the thing. There's no like people are basically like $400 for a mystery box. I'm in.
Well, I think the thing is like look at all of the product that's come out so far. You know, this year has been disgusting for product quality.
They understand that we're going to keep buying stuff.
Yeah, well, and they keep pushing the limits of what we'll buy.
Yeah, like I want a
VIP pack, but I can't.
In good conscience, sorry, it's even wrecking my brain. I shouldn't buy a VIP pack.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to buy VIP packs.
Don't.
Why? Honestly, it's the ultimate flex.
Don't do that.
I need these lands.
Look at me. I know that nobody else can see him, but he's doing the like eyes pointing, fingers at his eyes, fingers at my eyes. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm gonna, for sure.
I want a divorce.
Can't have one. Can't have a VIP pack, though. But yeah, anyways, let us know. Do you have any predictions for what's coming in Double Masters as well? We want to know that as well. Hopefully everyone's back in studio next week. Just a busy weekend for everyone. So, but yeah, hopefully we see everyone. Make sure to say hi to Brian and Sherman for us. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We will see you next week.
Catch you later.
Bye.